Hola, hola, Sagita. ¿Cómo estás?
How are you? What's up?
Not too bad, but you look a bit tired, are you?
Yes, I'm exhausted because I had a crazy workout session and I finished so much work and which required a lot of running around. And I literally had
Hmm.
my lunch late at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. I had my heavy lunch. So I'm like quite exhausted and sleepy.
Okay, and did you had a workout or workout?
no, I had a no, I had a workout. That workout I can reveal here, baby. Mama Sita cannot reveal that here.
Starting on a high note, great. Because I think I'm gonna drag this topic a bit down, simply because I was thinking today, in general, November is moving so fast. I think it's gonna be one more blink and Christmas, here we go.
Exactly.
And also, if we move a few weeks back, the start of the month actually was full of, I would say, one of my favorite, or at least really enjoyable celebrations. And it's not about, I'm not talking about Halloween, though I really like the masks and the costumes. But today, let's a little bit talk deeper about Diwali in India, Castanyada in Catalunya, and Velines in Lithuania. Three rather different celebrations, but happening at the same time. And actually, I had the joy of celebrating all of them at some point of my life. And I can see that they have some beautiful similarities, at least for me. So maybe we
Yeah.
can just jump straight into Diwali, because I know that you flew home and you were doing quite a lot of things, and probably for people would be very interesting in general to know why you're celebrating it and what is there so special, or anything that you went throughout these days, Diwali days.
You know it. It's just about these, but it's about celebration. It's about a new year that we people in India, Hindu culture, like we
Mm.
celebrate usually, right? But now it's become a very, I feel everybody celebrates it, whether you're a Hindu, Christian, Muslim, whatever, because it's like celebrating New Year or celebrating Christmas.
Yeah.
But if you come back to the religious point of view, we celebrate for goddess Lakshmi, so god of money, so so that's the whole idea of this. And also goddess Lakshmi and cow, India, I think we will be talking about a different topic very soon as well, on how religion and cow and this that in India. So maybe our viewers can go back, come back again whenever we speak next. But so we celebrate the main Diwali day. We even do puja, like prayers to the cow. And and now it's quite difficult for me also, because India is so vast and I come from a Nepalese culture. So for me, my Diwali is very different to what Indians celebrate. We have similarities, but Indian in Mumbai, when they saw my stories, they're like, "Oh my God, that is new. That's quite interesting." So they had no clue how it,
But you
how
just
we said.
then talk about yours, because I think that's what, you can walk actually through a personal experience, what you do on that day. Do you do Rangoli? I remember.
Yes, rangoli we do, and I like to play with flowers. I like to make rangoli with flowers. It's basically a decoration, right? So
Yeah.
your similarity between Indians and we Nepalese for Diwali is that the house, you're not meant to keep your house dark in darkness, because it's about light. It's about goddess Lakshmi to come into your house. That's the whole idea of this, Diwali celebration. Families come together. You do puja, you do prayers, you eat good food, and just before the main Diwali day, what Indians usually do is that they gamble. That's the culture. They
Really?
gamble. Yes, they gamble, and in big amount, like it goes to even lakhs, like people do it.
So do they
It's like,
play something, or how do they gamble?
no, but it depends on what family you come from. If you're not very, what do you say, you're not very open to things, then of course you do it like you play in your bedrooms or whatever with like really small group of friends. But if you're somebody, your family is like outgoing and everybody, they actually have a roulette machine and they have
Oh
like
my
everything.
God.
Yes, and especially in Delhi, like I went there, it was crazy. It's like wedding. I stay, the party goes on till 10 in the morning, 10 a.m. And you know, they have performers, people come, and it depends on how much money you're ready to spend, basically. That's one part
Did you
of
win
Diwali.
anything?
I don't like gambling, but I'm always the lucky charm, you know, and I make some money there. So he's the lucky charm.
So you blow some magic dust on the cubes?
Yeah, just like
machine.
all your dollars gonna come here like this.
Okay, I hope you at least get a commission from the luck.
Yes, no, I take a lot of commission. I don't sit as a lady luck for free. No, not happening.
Here is the phone for hiring Sappy for the farm services.
Yes, guys, I'm a lucky charm. You want to make more business, more money. If you want to be positive in life, just call me. So yeah, that's one part of Diwali. And then the other part of it for us, we Nepalese, the day Diwali, the main day that gets over. For the rest of them, it's over, the Indians. But for me, for us Nepalese, we have a lot of tradition. How in Christians, you have people coming over to your houses to play carols during Christmas. So we have the same thing in our culture. So on the first day, it's the ladies and women who come in groups, and you need to, like, you know, we have fun. They'd sing traditional folk songs, and after that we make them dance, sing, and in the end we bid them goodbye by giving them money as a token of appreciation, you know. Wow. And at times it's funny how they may not be happy with the amount you gave, and they might in the folk song they will sing in a way, they'll be like, okay, this is not enough, you need to put more, you know, and then we put more. So that's how it is for the next 3 days, I think. And then the next 2 days is by boys. So the boys come in, men, older men, young boys, all of them come and they sing songs. We feed them with good food, and at times we used to give them alcohol back in the days when, you know, in my family we would drink, but now we don't do that anymore. And then the last day of this whole Diwali celebration is about brothers and sisters, where we, you know, put tika for brothers. Tika means, like, how do we explain, Aiste? You can explain to the viewers.
Tika is the dot?
Yeah, the dot. But
like
yes. You got stuck, I think.
I think now
I get it. Yeah. So tika, but in a very different way. The tika is put in different. Again, even in that, we Nepalese celebrate in a different way, and the, you know, Indians celebrate in a different way. That's just the overall view of what we do in Diwali and what this festival is.
And you were mentioning that you kind of do a lot of things for Lakshmi, and I believe puja for Lakshmi is one of the key, like, rituals that everybody does on their side. Can you just walk a bit, like, what exactly you do during puja for Lakshmi? Because I think for many people it's not really clear. I understand you praying, but I think there are some steps that you follow, or the key things that you do.
Yeah, so actually, even before Diwali, one day before, it's all about money, right? Like goddess Lakshmi in Hindu, it's about money. Yes. So if you see in Hindu religion, you will never see anybody, even if your coin, let's say you drop a coin, or you drop like a 10 rupee note or whatever, you know, money, you pick it up, and then people always do this. It's like, you know, it's God. For us, it's God, right? You need to respect. And that way there is, so we have a lot of prayers we offer, you know, gold. It depends on how much and what, you know, people offer. They say that if you give more, you get, like, if you give, you get more, you know, that's what they say. That's so nice. Yeah, there's a prayer that goes on, especially for like that day. And it's all about, like, bringing light, you know, it's about bringing light, bringing abundance. Those are the real things for that day. Abundance is the main thing, I would say. I mean, for viewers to understand, I don't know how else to explain it, but abundance. That's what we call it.
Yeah. Yes. This is super interesting. And you actually have, like, what's 5 days of celebration? Is it?
My God, I say it starts like, let's say Diwali is now 15 days before. People start partying.
Oh my God, this is a nation who loves to celebrate.
Exactly. And then 5 days before Diwali, the main, like, let me tell this will be so interesting for your viewers. So in Nepalese, where my friends from India were surprised. So 5 days before Diwali, 3 days before Diwali, the first day is actually for crows. We actually feed them. We put food for them. Yes. And we put like, if the crow is like behaving and can stay, we can even put a garland on them, you know.
My God.
Yes, if they
Wow.
stay. Second day, this is only for Nepalese, huh, mind you, not the Indians don't do this. The second day, and I will tell you later, you know, whenever we speak, why and how we get into the depth, I'll tell you. Second day, we do for dogs. So dogs are always known as loyal friends who take care of us, right? So you kind of like appreciate them. So it's a day for appreciation to the dogs. So my dogs were like given a nice bath, they put tika, put garland, you know, and then they given like good food to eat. So it's called like dog day, like in that, you know, dog puja, basically. It's called. And then the third day, the final Diwali day, is the cow. And cow is our goddess, Lakshmi. So that's how, then we go this thing, even for the cow, like, you know, my mom would go without eating anything. The first she would do all these rituals and then only, you know, eat. She would be fasting whole day. Then she would go, she would do something for the cow, they put tika, they will, you know, put the garland and pray to her, saying that always keep us, you know, the safe and happy, and the abundance, the money, whatever is there, like always keep us happy like this, you know. That's what you pray.
And no day for the cats or for the pigeons?
Cats and pigeons probably come in for day one and day two itself. Crows and pigeons, cats as well.
Okay.
But cats are somehow considered not very auspicious in India. I don't know if you know it. Do you know about this?
No. But I've barely seen any cats, to be honest, in India in general, apart from big cats.
But God, so many cats, so many. In Bombay, in one apartment, I was live 100 cats in that apartment. I'm not kidding. 100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So maybe they were in apartments, but like stray ones, like on the streets, I'm mainly used to see the dogs.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of them these days. One thing about in cities, I understand a lot of my friends also have adopted stray cats. You know, they don't go for fancy looking Persian cats. Some do, and some are like, oh, we've adopted like stray cats.
That's nice.
So many.
You know, I was listening about to your stories about Diwali, and I was thinking the things that we celebrated here on this side, let's say on this side of the world.
I would love to hear. Please tell me.
Yeah, it's like actually it's a bit different in the sense that you're celebrating, like, let's say, the light or light or good winning against evil. At least that's what I remember, like from the stories in Maharashtra. And here we actually also have the light symbol. So we put a lot of lights. Like if we talk about Lithuania and Velines. So the 1st of November is the All Saints Day. And the 2nd of November is, I would say, like Spirits Day, like Velines. Okay. And what we do, both of these, by the way, days are usually filled with visiting graveyards, cemeteries where your dead relatives are. And first of all, cleaning them, you know, cleaning the graveyards, putting some fresh flowers, some candles, saying prayer. I even remember, you know, when I was even small, so my parents used to wake up really early. We sit in the car, and then for 1 day or 2 days, we travel all around Lithuania because we are spread quite widely, to visit all the graveyards where our like closest relatives are buried. And we spend time in each of them, you know, saying a little bit of prayer, remembering a bit, putting the candles, because I think this light symbol is like kind of, you know, coming from pagan tradition. I believe it's kind of showing the path to the spirit to come back, to know where it's coming. And it was believed that this is the day when spirits are coming back to earth to visit the, you know, the life people. So it's kind of, it doesn't have at all any like flashiness of Halloween. Actually, it's more like very like days of reflection and, you know, thinking, remembering people who are really important to you and now they're gone. So for me, these days are like, I remember still from now, like until now, that I used to be like really not so maybe appreciating waking up early to start traveling, but in general, I used to enjoy the tranquility of it, the slow kind of, you know, things that we used to do, like the meditation part of it, you know, like it's very calm and very beautiful connection and reflection to whoever people already passed. So that's where we do, like usually in Lithuania during these days. And also what is interesting that here in Spain, when I reached Spain, so in specifically Catalunya, the Castanyada festival is happening, which I wouldn't even say it's a festival, like a big scale, like some sort of, dancing or singing or some big parties, but it's more like people on 31st, I would say around October 31st, they either gather with their families or friends, or even like I can see walking on the street, and they all buy these roasted chestnuts, castañas, it's called castañas, chestnuts. Yeah, and they eat these roasted chestnuts, as well as they now eat also these small balls, like sweet balls called panayets. They're like, I know they kind of sweet, and they like stamped with the almond things, and they drink together with a desert wine or like muscatel. And I think it's more about these kind of foods, like they kind of gather, eat them as traditional things. And then next day on 1st of November, they also usually go to visit graveyards. So again, like this connection with the dead, I guess, is a very common theme around Europe, at least on this like 1st of November. And I think like when I was exploring a bit, like where does this tradition about this food eating came, I found that maybe, a long time ago, I think we always believed that at some point spirits, like the dead people, are coming to visit us. And somehow November 1st was the day when they come. And so people used to stay in the night to pray, and they needed some heavier food to stay awake, to have energy. So they used to have something seasonal, like, this chestnuts apparently was here, so it was easy to make it, to roast it. They also used to eat like sweet potatoes, and at some point probably came also these more fancy desserts like panayets. And I guess it's like, simply became like yearly thing that they used to do, and eventually you don't have to stay whole night to be awake to pray, but you still do bring and keep that food, because it's like part of your grandparents and parents and all the lines before you, which I also find quite nice. I mean, I didn't do too much of this eating, but I really like panayets. And last year, because it was locked down, so my boyfriend was teaching me how to make it, and it's not that easy. I mean, it gets really sticky and messy very fast.
Oh my God. And how do you make, like, what is it made of?
Good question. You caught me off guard. I don't know, he bought the ingredients. I was just making it with my hands. But if I recall well, it's like it's special flour, some eggs, I guess some liquid. Very important is to have almonds, because that's when you make these sticky balls, you make a lot of balls. Actually, let me just try to find a picture when I speak. You make a lot of balls, and then you put like on top around you wrap almonds.
Yes.
And this one is like so messy. Like it used to be such a messy part. I will show you. Look how it looks like, these panayets.
Oh my God. Yeah. We also have in India something similar, but
come on, you have everything there. A lot of copies from everywhere. No, but they're yummy. And I mean, you can't eat too many, because it's true, they're very filling. At least for me, I felt like I eat two and I don't eat dinner almost. So
yes, my God,
but super delicious. And
listen, it's like laddu. You know laddu in India?
Yeah.
It's like laddu.
It's like laddu looking wise, but taste wise, a little bit different. There are differences.
Yeah.
Come on, don't take everything. Let us have something unique, okay? By the way, you haven't told us, like, what do you eat during Diwali? Do you have special food for Diwali?
Yes, sweets are very popular, and I think even in laddus are very popular. Because coconut, for the Bengali community, if they make coconut laddu. They make it at home. It's so delicious, made with coconut. And otherwise, the normal mithais, like it's about sweet. But in Nepalese, oh my God, we have this really famous old school, our grandmothers used to make. It's called rice. That day I put up a post as well. It's called rice in English. I don't know how we call it.
What
like rice bread, something like rice bread. I don't know. And it's so delicious. My God, made with like flour. With the rice flour and bananas, of course, sugar. Without sugar, nothing can happen.
No,
And
desserts can't be
cinnamon
without
and everything.
sugar.
Yes, but it's yummy. So Diwali for Nepalese, if you go to a Nepalese house and you don't find that dessert or sweet, however you want to call it, then it's like, oh my God, wait, what am I doing? Like, where am I? It's like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
It's
that's
called sel roti. Oh yes, it's called sel roti. SEL.
celebrity.
Yeah, it's called. I gave you also when you were in Pune. I still remember. I
I
got
ate
you
so
sel.
many great dishes at your place that I find it hard to separate,
Oh
but
yes, it's called sel roti. Is a traditional homemade ring-shaped sweet rice bread popular in Nepal.
perfect. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Sounds now actually, I mean, I'm sure like sounds yummy, everything. And looks like you guys, like there in Diwali, of course, you focus on this more like, it's like a party. It's like you dance a lot, you eat a lot. It's like very, as you mentioned, it's like New Year feeling.
Yes,
I think
it is.
here is more like calm down. It's like you okay, you do eat a bit, you do meet people and family, you be with family,
Together.
but actually it's more like about the things that somewhere there behind another world. And I actually now just even remember like when my grandma was still alive and I was, I think, a kid, maybe 5 6 or something. She used to, like, we used to gather in her house because of course there is a graveyard next to her city where my grandfather used to be buried. So of course everybody goes to visit there to pray. And then when we come back and we have dinner, there is one empty chair, empty plate, empty glass, because
Oh,
we
okay.
believe that he's gonna visit either now or in the night, and
Understood.
we used to never remove. So you remove everybody else who eaten, but you always leave that chair and plate and glass there through the night, because a belief is there that he's gonna come at one point to also eat, because this is the night when everybody's coming back.
Yes,
And
yes.
so was the night like full of, for me, like as a kid, it was also like a bit of, let's say, spooky, because when everybody says, okay, we're talking about dead people, right? And they're coming to visit us. And I think as a child, for me, it was not that like, oh, it's so nice to self-reflect. I would be happy to talk with my grandfather. It was more like, I don't want to open my eyes. I'm sleeping in the bed. I'm like, I don't want to open my eyes.
We have something similar, Aiste, what you guys do, but ours is more in the month of August to July, according to the Hindu calendar. So one entire month, like we think it's not auspicious to buy anything new, to do anything new, if you want to start a business, we don't do anything as such that time. It's supposed to be not a very auspicious month during this year. And we like you said, you make food, you do all of that. We also do, like my father would chop his hair off, because he, in Hindu culture we have that. Yeah, he would do that for his mother or father every year. Once there is, I think in August or July, usually around that time, 1 month it goes on, like you're not celebrating, you can't celebrate around that time, like you can't buy something new, you can't do anything auspicious, then you don't eat meat. A lot of people who eat meat and everything, they leave for that 1 month, and they do prayers for the ancestors, for the parents who passed away, those things.
Does it have a name, like this month, or like this?
It's called Shradh. It's called Shradh. Shrad. Yeah. AAD. I don't know. Yeah, but Shradh.
And then how in that month do you, like, I don't know, remember or honor your dead relatives? Is there any?
Yeah. See, with you, you're telling me that you guys are doing it even in Spain, right? Even the youngsters are doing it. But this Shradh sort of a festival, not a I wouldn't call it a festival. Shradh is something that, your parents would do. Like I wouldn't do that, I mean, even though it's my grandmother or my grandfather or my great grand, I wouldn't do that, but my mom and dad will do, because they say, according to them, one part of the year, their souls are waiting. They're waiting, that they come, so that they say that, I hope you've not forgotten, we are also there. We may not be, our body may not be here, but we are there. We are thirsty. We also want to eat delicious food that you make, and I hope you remember us. So that's how they say that they come. The body is gone, but the soul is still there. So you make good food for them. You do prayers, you offer prayers. I don't know how it works, because I've never been home around that time, never during that time. Even as a young child, I was always in the boarding school. but I remember this very well. Yeah, very similar to what you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, and actually it's a month that you do that. I mean, here we
Yeah.
do, okay, for a day, like, okay, sometimes
Yeah.
2, because we connect 2 days, but for a month, that would be, I think that would be harder to embrace.
Yeah. No,
And
but it's okay. You don't do much. I say you only leave non-vegetarian if you're not eating, and
mm,
you don't do anything auspicious. Like basically, you don't get into a new business deal. You don't get into a new job
nothing
because
new basically to start. You don't start new.
yeah, nothing you start new. Whatever is old, you just hang on to that.
Mhm.
Just on that.
And you mentioned that your dad, I mean, I've heard this, but not maybe so in depth, like understanding what's the meaning behind that your dad actually also like shapes his head
Yes.
for this. So what is this associated? Like what is the hair of the symbol of? Why he shaves them?
Um,
Do you know?
yeah, even I don't, I've not got into the depth. I should have asked my parents. Like even my grandmom, when she passed away last year,
Mhm.
my dad had to shave off his head, and that's I think a tribute, or I don't know what you call it, to like you're giving. Oh yes, I think I asked my father about this. I don't remember, but he said it's like you're giving away something because she's left the body. She's left you, so
Mm.
you're also giving something that can go with her, like that.
Okay, so
I
you're
think
kind of
that's
giving
what
your part of sacrifice or some
part of you.
honorable thing to kind of
Yes,
give away because she also kind of left her
correct.
body, so you're giving your piece of the body as well.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's what it means. Yeah, I did ask my father. Mhm.
Interesting also that it's like in August is like the month here is like the happiest month. I cannot imagine that
Is
happening. I
it?
cannot imagine that happening here in August when it's like summer and you just like want to be joyful. I guess that's why it's also in November when it's like getting
Diwali for
gloomy,
us.
dark, cold. So it's like
Yeah,
very like, invites you to be like a bit more self-reflective, a bit more inside yourself, a bit more like
yeah,
thinking about the things like the past or like, getting these thoughts about some important people that passed
yeah,
away because it's like the
yeah.
mood in the air is like that.
Yes, yes.
So it's like it's interesting also maybe seasonality of the countries also kind of a little bit
Exactly.
dictate when you celebrate specific things.
Yeah, yeah. I think that definitely is in, but it's quite surprising. I'm quite surprised that you celebrate something which is so similar to what we do as well.
Mm.
It's, yeah,
I was
it's
even
quite
thinking, yeah, I mean, even, like Mexico, this now famous, what is it, Dia de Muertos, the Dead
uh-huh.
Day, where they, now it became at some point, like even trendy. Here in Halloween, people, like paint their faces like just in these movies or animations, where like Mexicans, they put a lot of things and they happily celebrate, the Day of Dead. They kind of make a festival and a fiesta and dancing and singing. And it's similar what actually we do, but they do it in a different way. We do it more like in a sadder, like more
Yeah,
calm, tranquil, and they are like, hey, it's a fiesta, they came back to earth to visit us, hey, let's have a party with my
got it.
dead
Yeah.
uncle, and like, so I kind of find it like, also I would be very curious to visit one day this fiesta just to see like what's the mood, because in some traditions actually when a person is leaving, when a person is dead, it's the saddest part for relatives, right? Like on the other hand, like many times the person is, let's say, perceived as that's it, he's freed from all the suffering in earth and
Yeah.
from all the desires, and he's basically free, his soul is like wandering in great things. But it's for us that is somehow like sadness because we were so attached. But we should cut that part, because celebration is for him, is like basically, hey, he's free now. So I think some
Yeah.
of the traditions take this as, it's not like a sad thing, because it's sad only for the ones who stay, but for him it's actually a celebration. So maybe we should embrace a bit more the mood of the spirits, and
Yes.
be happy and have a party kind of thing. Because even in India, right, like you have, so here when we go to funeral we wear black, it's a sadness, it's like a sad thing. You wear white.
White. Yes. We
And
wear white.
is there a reason like why is white, do you know?
Yeah.
No.
There are a few things that asked my parents as well regarding the hair, about this, because I had the first death in my family was my grandmother last year.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen death so close,
Yeah.
like this stuff. But yeah, it was white. Apparently, you can't, because other colors are for celebration, and white is not a color of celebration. It's not auspicious in our Hindu culture to wear white when something good is happening.
Yeah.
Like how for you wear black at funeral, for us it's white because white is considered not a very auspicious color somehow. So at weddings you can't anything new and nice you're doing, you cannot wear white.
How interesting. Like here, the key color of the wedding is white. So
exactly.
it's
Christians,
like,
yeah, even in India, Christians wear white, right?
yeah,
But it's just
exactly.
the Hindus, yeah, they can't.
Yeah, it's the different meanings in the colors, I think, for culture, which is also super interesting topic. Like, not to be like, like, imagine if I was like very culturally blind and I go to India and I just go to funeral and I wear black. I think I would be looked at.
Everyone's gonna look at you like, what just
Like,
happened? Is she come
is a
party or
lost
something?
child here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's like interesting to go through these steps, and also that to find that actually, okay, the things that we celebrate here, at some point you celebrate also. It's just like depends on the calendar and well, in general, I remember India every month some sort of celebration. I mean, when I was in university, I was like, hey, which are the free days this month? And every month we used to have free days at some point. So it was like a very celebrations full country, and it was
again.
I think you got stuck, Savita.
Okay, now I find you.
I think you laughed too much and your energy just smashed the computer a bit. Okay.
God, yeah.
Wait a minute.
And yeah, I can see you. I was just like, why can I not? Yeah, you were getting stuck. Like Aiste is like,
Yeah, I saw you as a rebel too. I think today is the day of is the day of dead in the computer or in the internet, because it's like looks like it's very jumpy.
Technology. The technology is like working against us.
Feels like a little bit. Maybe doesn't like the topic so much. I feel like so hot now. Like I don't know why. Is it because of like all the festivity stories, or the food stories, or the
firecrackers?
I'm like, I'm like shiny like
I think it's
like a panayette from the oil pan. But anyways, do you have any, because I can see already the timing approaching, and we actually quite well touched all the celebrations which I wanted to touch today. Do you have any other thing that you want to add, or?
Yes, I completely forgot. How can we complete without firecrackers? Firecrackers.
You have firecrackers in Diwali, right?
But then, yeah, now because of going green and pollution and all of that, the government has put a stop to bursting crackers.
Oh, that's awesome! I love the initiative.
Yes, I'm so happy actually, because I don't like so much of pollution. Especially the capital, Delhi. You go after Diwali, oh my God! If you land from the plane, Aiste, you won't be able to see a thing because so much of pollution,
I actually heard that the government now shuts schools for some time because of the pollution in Delhi.
Yeah, recently they did, but also it's not. The funny thing is, Delhi is in the center with so many different states around, and there is not just firecrackers that got the pollution. There was also something else that used to happen. And that's how, and everybody thinks it's just the firecrackers, but of course firecrackers is adding a lot of pollution. So I'm glad this time I think said no to firecrackers at all. Like,
I think what you should do is embrace something that we do during our November celebrations, and what we do is we just put like a lot of, you see, okay, it's maybe too dark, we put candles everywhere. It brings the soft light. It's beautiful. It's I hope it's not, it's not contributing to pollution that much. It's very low burning, and it looks in the night. I used to just go for a walk in cemetery because it's that beautiful, like, and it's so I don't know, it's just like a very calm and peaceful and nice scene just to take a walk in the cemetery. Like it's very silent, which I like. And firecrackers, just destroy that beautiful feeling. And very tranquil, and you look around and it's just very nice, cozy feeling inside. So maybe candles is the way for you guys.
Yes, but candle also, I say people do light candles during Diwali.
Ah,
You
okay.
know that, right? The
Yeah,
entire
of course.
house is lit with candles and diyas, the Indian candle, diya, we call that. So you remember?
Yeah.
So you light your house, the entire house is lit with that. And of course, now the modern, lights. Back in the days when, like, our great grandparents were there were no your lights, you didn't have electricity. So
Yeah.
how they used to light up the house was with candles, not even candles. Back in the days, there were no candles also,
So
it
you
was
just use
like
with
those
fire, I
Indian,
think fire like
yeah,
sticks.
they would make with clay, those little like
Ah,
diyas.
yeah. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
those. No, I
so
think
that they,
I think it's good that your government is a bit like regulating this, because I remember when I was in India, I was shocked about that, of course, because it's also a lot of people and everybody wants to contribute with some sort of their firework to the celebration.
yes,
So
yes.
noise-wise and pollution-wise, next morning
Noise
it's a
and
bit
yes.
nightmare.
And especially for the pets, I used to feel so
Yeah.
sad for my dogs. Like my Chloe and Mischief, they would just go and they were scared. Like literally, they get scared for 2 days. They're in a shock because of that
My
noise.
God.
So much pollution. Oh,
So,
I'm so glad that the government stopped. Like, I'm so happy. So
so our key message for the ending is, guys, stop using fireworks. It's annoying, it's scary,
yes,
not just for pets, for many other people who really find it
yeah,
very kind of, very scary in the sense of like sound and noise. And this beauty, like 1 second beauty in the cloud is not worth all the pollution and all the dirt that we
yes,
create with it. So please embrace the
exactly.
ecological ways of light and sound, like a radio and a candle.
But that
Okay,
was a beautiful topic, I think. That was a beautiful topic. I hope our viewers really enjoyed the, exchange, festivities exchanged between the West and like the East, It
yeah.
was quite interesting.
Yeah, I hope you liked our walk. It's a short walk, but in case you want us to deep dive into any of these celebrations or any of other things that we do around, let us know, because we are happy to chit chat about those. I think we're both culturally active and we are aware what's around, and we are happy to talk about it.
Of course, why
Okay.
not?
All right, Sagita. So good to see you and
Thank
have a good
you.
day. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.